Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. The audience, the Ministry of Public Security on May 9 held an online conference with the Public Security Departments of 63 provinces and cities, the planning of using land for security purpose and the planning of firefighting and prevention infrastructure in the 2021-2030 period with a vision to 2050. Deputy Minister of Public Security Major General Lê Văn Tuyến chaired the conference.
The conference approved the report on the planning of using land for security purposes and the planning of firefighting and prevention infrastructure in the 2021-2030 period with a vision to 2050. Particularly, TayNinhTV Department of Public Security has coordinated with provincial departments and agencies to develop the planning of using land for security purposes to 2030, according to the allocation of land for security purposes in the province. Every year, the department issues documents reminding and correcting the public security of units, districts, towns, and cities directly under the Provincial Department of Public Security to strengthen the management and use of land. The Provincial Department of Public Security also advised the Provincial People's Committee on the planning of firefighting and prevention infrastructure for the period of 2021-2030 with a vision to 2050, including the network of headquarters, barracks, was the system of water supply, transportation, and communication for firefighting and prevention. However, the inspection results show that the roads and residential areas aren't qualified for firefighting and prevention activities in case of fires. As for the water supply system for firefighting and prevention, the TayNinhTV province has approved the regional water supply planning project of the province to 2020 with a vision to 2030. Accordingly, the Provincial Department of Public Security have surveyed over 60 natural water intake points and built 10 water intake points in urban areas and industrial zones to serve firefighting on the spot. The department recommends that in the coming time it's necessary to amend and supplement the planning of firefighting and prevention infrastructure in order to be suitable and convenient for the needs of social development without affecting the firefighting and prevention work in case of fire.
On May 9, Head and Deputy Head of the Provincial Delegation of the National Assembly together with Secretary of Goya District Party Committee had a meeting with representatives of departments, branches, and enterprise ahead of the third session of the 15th National Assembly.
Ms. Hoàng Thị Thanh Thúy, Deputy Head of the Provincial Delegation of the National Assembly, reported to voters of departments about the content and program of the third session of the 15th National Assembly scheduled for May 23, 2022. Representatives of KK Prison and of the Provincial Bar Association expressed their support for the National Assembly's resolution on piloting the model of labor organization, vocational guidance, and vocational training for prisoners beyond prison. This is a human policy to help returnees back into the community. Enterprises have more opportunities to create jobs for trained people. The voters asked the provincial authorities to soon bring the resolution into life. Representatives of the Department of Industry and Trade gave opinions on the government's resolution on decentralization. The government and localities are promoting decentralization. However, in reality, many issues can be solved by localities, but according to regulations, they fall under the operational competence of central ministries and branches. The Department of Industry and Trade proposed to review to decentralize in a scientific, unified, and effective manner. This is also the content that many businesses have reflected to the National Assembly deputies during the meeting with voters on May 7th at Phu Industrial Park. The departments and sectors have also reflected and recommended to the National Assembly deputies on current hot issues related to the state management plan, policies and laws on land, domestic violence or inappropriate advertising on media channels. Voters expressed hope that The National Assembly deputies will make recommendations to competent agencies and levels for solutions to the mentioned issues. Head of the provincial delegation of the National Assembly Phạm Hùng Thái and Deputy Head Hoàng Thị Thanh Thúy share and answer some questions that voters raised at the meeting. The delegation has researched and synthesized a number of comments to send to the competent authorities. Some other contents will be raised in discussions and questioning sessions at the upcoming third meeting of the 50th National Assembly. Strictly implementing the directions of the Steering Committee 3A9 of Tay Ninh Province, the functional forces and the Steering Committees 3A9 of District, Towns and City conducted inspection and control of the area. Many violations were detected and handled promptly in April. Accordingly, the functional forces detected 90 cases with 79 subjects and she exhibits worth nearly 1.4 billion Vietnam dong. Upward, 69 administrative violations were handled with the total budget revenue of nearly 1.6 billion Vietnam dong. The forces also handled and prosecuted 4 criminal cases with 12 subjects on charge of transporting and trading in banned goods. The situation is likely to develop complicatedly depending on the purchasing power of the market in the coming time. So functional forces, especially the members of the Provincial Steering Committee 3A9, continue to step up the work of exchanging information and coordinating forces in fighting and dismantling the lies and groups of smuggling, commercial fraud and counterfeit goods occurring on the line, location, unit or field where they are in charge.
Turn to other news. According to the e-commerce development plan of Tay Ninh Province for the period of 2021-2025, striving by 2025, the locality will have 80% of e-commerce websites of enterprise, cooperative, as well as restaurant and business establishment with integrated online ordering function.
The promotion of e-commerce development aims to contribute to improving the efficiency in management and administration activities of state agencies, improve the competitiveness of enterprises. The target is 40 to 50% of small and medium enterprises, cooperatives, individual business households having business activities on e-commerce platforms, including social networks with e-commerce trading floor functions, 40% of enterprises joining in e-commerce activities on mobile applications. 100% of modern supermarkets, trade centers, and large shopping establishments must ensure payment via POS and allow consumers to make non-cash payments. 100% of electricity, water, telecommunications, and television providers accept non-cash payments and provide e-invoice to consumers. Besides, the province aiming at encouraging the formation of e-commerce startups, individuals and organizations developing solutions for e-commerce, 60% of enterprises, cooperatives, and individual business households will be able to participate in training courses on e-commerce skills. Over the last time, the young pioneer culture of Hoa Thanh Thao has had many solutions to help its members and students love English subject more and have more opportunities to improve related skills and knowledge. This is because in the current international integration context, English isn't only a foreign language but also the key to accessing global knowledge and opening up many opportunities in study and employment. Up to this point, Hoa Thanh Thao has more than 50 English clubs in schools. These clubs have been maintaining their operations effectively, thereby creating a healthy, vibrant, and useful playground, attracting a large number of students and young pioneers, not only contributing to enriching the collective life of students, but also help them practice and develop skills in communication, presentation, and common skills, etc. Besides, the young pioneer detachments in the locality also organize forums to improve the effectiveness of English learning for students and young pioneers.
Dear audience, On the occasion of the emulation to celebrate the 132nd birthday of President Ho Chi Minh and the 60th anniversary of the traditional day of the People's Police Force, the Department of Public Security has requested the Ministry of Public Security to award certificates of merit to 3 typical Commune Police Chiefs in Tay Ninh District, including Major Huỳnh Trung Dũng, Chief of Thanh Bình Commune Police.
Since being appointed as Chief of Thanh Bình Commune Police, Major Huỳnh Trung Dũng quickly approached the work, advised the party committee and local authorities to work up plans and action programs to ensure the security and order situation. He also worked closely with the commune's divisions, agencies, and mass organizations to propagate and disseminate the party's guidelines and the state's laws and policies, as well as methods and tricks of criminals, helping people to be vigilant and prevent bad guys from taking advantage of them, contributing to maintaining security and order in the area. Right after taking over the task, Major Huỳnh Trung Dũng advised the People's Committee very well in directing to ensure security and order in the locality. Most of the evils such as racing, gambling, and smuggling have also been thoroughly dismantled. Major Dũng determined that sticking with the people and relying on them is important to get things done. As President Ho Chi Minh once said in his lifetime, a 10 times easier thing couldn't be done without the people's involvement, but a 1,000 times more difficult thing could be done if the people care. And in order to build trust with the people, Major Dũng regularly visits the locality to learn about people's life, listen to their thoughts and feelings, helping people solve their difficulties and conflicts. Thanks to that harmony and closeness, Major Dũng has been loved by the locals. To gain the trust and support of the people in the work of ensuring security and safety in the locality, I myself often go to the area, meet people to get information. The commune police also pay attention to advising the party committee, local authorities, and mobilizing the whole political system to strengthen propaganda extensively, to propagate security and order so that everyone can observe and grab information, in order to grab the situation and methods of crime without having to invite people to meetings, both to meet the work requirements and to ensure the need for epidemic prevention in the new situation. Since Mr. Dũng worked here, every time there is an accident in the hamlet, he directly came here and handled it very neatly. From there, we love him as well as other comrades in the commune. As a result, in 2021, Thanh Bình Commune Police made its mark in ensuring local security and order, preventing serious criminal cases from happening, and stabilized the security and order situation. Regarding administrative reform, Mr. Huỳnh Trung Dũng also paid attention and arranged work in a reasonable way to facilitate the people in solving their work. With such efforts, over the last time, Major Huỳnh Trung Dũng and the police force of Thanh Bình Commune Tân Biên District have contributed to stabilizing the security situation and bringing a peaceful life to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today's TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.